The Watchmaker's Promise. In the heart of Dunmere, a fog-wrapped town by the sea, stood a crooked shop where time itself seemed to hesitate. The sign above the door read Lorien's Timepieces, though most locals simply called it the Watchmaker's Corner. Lorien, a thin man with silver hair and spectacles that caught every glint of light, was known not only for repairing clocks, but for truly listening, to those who came through his door. Every clock in his shop ticked differently. Some moved faster, some slower, and a few had no visible hands at all. When asked why, Lorien would only smile and say, "Not every moment moves at the same pace for every heart." One rainy evening, a girl named Maren appeared at his counter. She was clutching a pocket watch that no longer ticked. The case was cracked, the glass chipped, but it was obvious the watch meant everything to her. "It belonged to my father," she whispered. "He promised he'd return before it stopped, but it hasn't ticked for weeks." Lorien held the watch gently, as if it were alive. He nodded once, then led her deeper into the shop, past shelves stacked with clocks that chimed in hushed, almost secretive tones. He set the broken watch on his workbench, wound the spring carefully, and murmured words Maren couldn't quite hear. Then impossibly the watch gave a soft click and began to tick again. But what startled Maren more was the faint shimmer in the air. For an instant, the shop seemed filled with drifting images: her father smiling at her by the harbor, the warmth of his voice, the memory of promises he'd made. Lorien's eyes softened. "This watch doesn't measure hours," he said. "It measures promises. So long as you keep his memory alive, the ticking won't stop." Maren clutched the watch to her chest. The ticking was faint but steady, like a heartbeat. She left the shop with tears in her eyes, knowing she would never hear her father's footsteps at the door again, but she would never lose him entirely either. When she glanced back, the shop's windows glowed golden against the rain. Inside, Lorien was already at work on another clock, as if nothing extraordinary had happened at all. And yet, in Dunmere, every so often someone would swear that a watch or a clock from Lorien's shelves didn't just measure time, it carried a piece of love, of memory, of hope, ticking quietly until the heart that needed it was ready to move on.